Oil.
Back at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway now, we're about a half a lap away from getting a restart of this race. 97 laps completed right now. We'll run 160 here today in the Brickyard 400. At the front of the field is Jeff Gordon with Mark Martin running in second position. Kenny Irwin third, followed by Ernie Irvin. Then the Labonte brothers, Dale Earnhardt, Steve Park, Sterling Marlin and Dick Trickle, Mike Skinner, Ted Musgrave, Bill Elliott, Joe Nemechek, and Kyle Petty complete the top 15.
You know, it's tough saying Irwin and Irvin.
Tell me about it.
Same breath.
And they are running third and fourth right now as we get set to go. Once again, the cars on the lead lap are on the outside of the racetrack. A race recap shows that Jeff Gordon has led 41 of the first 96 laps. 7 lead changes. We've had 4 caution periods, total of 15 laps. The average speed at 133 miles an hour. Green flag waves. Here we go again.
Once again, Dale Jarrett, that 88 car, trying to get back up front, trying to get another lap back. Jeff Gordon gets a great jump on Jarrett, and even Mark Martin, the second place car.
As they're 3 wide, heading for 3, and Burton backs off.
And Kenny Irwin maintains that spot on Ernie Irvin.
The 99 car of Jeff Burton, we were riding there just for a moment. He is 17 laps back in 39th position, spending that many laps behind the wall. Look at Irwin go down to the inside of the racetrack to try to break the draft.
You know that Kenny Irwin wants to keep. Oh, we see Jeff Burton just dive down to the inside of Ernie Irvin. Oh, and he's there. Almost gets to the side of Kenny Irwin. And it's hard to say.
Burton obviously has a faster car. Here he goes. Irvin is going to try to draft by Kenny on the outside. We use first names since the last names are so difficult to pronounce. And Burton passes Kenny Irwin.
Kenny's trying his best to stay up there because he wants to stay in front of Ernie. You know that he wants to stay in front of that 36 car. Ernie Irvin drove this car last year, but he can't do it. Here comes Ernie on the inside. There's Bobby Labonte as well.
Ernie got a really good run. Really close as they entered the corner.
That is close, isn't it? How they judge that, just inches apart.
Ernie Irvin, the pole sitter, moves up to third spot now, dropping Kenny Irwin back to fourth. That's Bobby Labonte in the green 18, right behind Kenny in fifth spot, and right behind Bobby is brother Terry.
And then comes Earnhardt, then Steve Park.
30 cars remain on the lead lap as we have reached the 100-lap mark. Dale Earnhardt has had a good race, and so is the young rookie who is right behind him, Steve Park, running in 8th spot. Coming up next on ABC Sports, the International Race of Champions from right here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's the final race of the 1998 series, and you can see how the championship turns out as Al Unser Jr. makes his return to the Speedway. Next, the IROC race on ABC Sports. Jeff Gordon, who is leading, and Mark Martin, who's running second, were in that IROC race, and Dale Jarrett is going to go 2 laps down now as he passes the leader, Jeff Gordon, still back in 36th position.
And did it on the outside. Meanwhile, here comes Mark Martin, just 3/4 of a second behind our leader, Jeff Gordon.
These two have driven away from the third-place car of Ernie Irvin. So it's a battle up front between Gordon and Martin. Mark Martin has the best 6 NASCAR Winston Cup races, although Jeff Gordon is at the top of the point standings. Well, the caution is out again.
We have another caution flag. There we see Dave Marcus has lost an engine. That's his second one of the weekend, and guess what? Dale Jarrett gets another lap back. He's now just 2 down.
So with the caution out, we'll take a break from Indianapolis and be right back with more coverage of the Brickyard 400 after this message and a word from our ABC station.
Are you concerned about losing more hair? Do you wonder how much further it will go? Do you wish you could do something about it? Well, now there's a pill for men with certain types of hair loss. Introducing Propecia. In clinical studies, the vast majority of men, 83%, maintain their current hair count, and most, 66%, regrew some hair. Take it daily and you could see results in as little as 3 months. Propecia is for men only. A small number of men experience certain sexual side effects. Each occurred in less than 2% of men. Women who are or may potentially be pregnant must not use it or handle broken tablets because of the risk of a specific kind of birth defect. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist and read the consumer information they can provide. Propecia, helping make hair loss history.
For a season of thrills, follow the Indy Racing League. Open wheel and wheel-to-wheel. Wide open oval track speed. Come to the track, because we come to race.
Summer's here, and you know what that means. People are going places, and we'll take you there. America's Funniest Home Videos.
We do it all for you, America.
ABC tonight.
This summer, their dreams will become your dreams.
I need you to focus.
I'm there. You got a fan.
From the producer of Party of 5.
Are you never going to speak to me again?
Push, all new ABC Thursday.
I'm Chuck, he's Waddy, proprietors of the Lone Star Steakhouse and Saloon. Our health-minded marketing team says we ought to offer more food groups. Yeah, well, you don't know food groups. I know, Waddy. Our mesquite grilled steaks come with steaming baked sweet potatoes and such, but they say we need fruit. Well, we got a rawhide Rita, Pecos peach, and beer with lime. That's got to. Come get a balanced meal at the Lone Star Steakhouse and Saloon. A nice thick slice of Texas. Yeah.
At GTE Wireless, we've taken all the choices out there and put them into one very simple idea. Introducing new digital wireless. It's more than just the latest and greatest. It's wireless done right, with paging, voicemail, even caller ID, all in one.
Oh, with amazing
digital clarity. And our service is not limited by the city limits. It's the best of both worlds, coverage and clarity.
GTE Wireless. Call or stop by today.
You're watching the Brickyard 400 on ABC Sports.
Caution is out here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the 5th time this afternoon. Tonight, live at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, the AFC-NFC Hall of Fame game. The NFL back in action on a special night. Pittsburgh takes on Tampa Bay, live from Fawcett Stadium in Canton, Ohio. Tonight on ABC Sports. Dr. Jerry Punch has a report on Dale Jarrett.
Well, let's check in with Todd Parrott, the crew chief here. Todd, people thought you were out of the ball game 4 laps down. Now you're 2 down and getting back in the hunt. Some of the other crew chiefs are saying, yeah, hey, you guys are going to stop letting the 88 car go by. You're going to regret it. Are they letting you go by, or is he just going by?
No, we got a really awesome race car, Jerry. Deal a while ago, had to figure we could go, to lead the halfway lap, then pit on that lap, and ran out as he was at the entrance of pit road. Got a great race car. The guys have worked their guts out, and hopefully a couple more cautions, we'll be back in the hunt.
All right, that's Todd Parrott. He calls the shots. A lot of optimism here in the quality care pits. What about it if he would come from 4 laps down to win it? Let's check in with Jack.
Well, Jerry, behind me is Jimmy Fenning, and he is in radio contact with Mark Martin. And you alluded to the fact during this caution, he called Mark and he said, hey, Mark, why are you and Gordon letting the 88 go by? You let him go by another time, and we're going to be in real trouble. Bob?
Yes, indeed. Let's not count him out right now, but he is back in 35th, 2 laps down. Now, under this caution, we anticipated possibly some pit stops from those running up front, but they stayed out. There were a few cars that were at the back of the lead lap that did come in for some stops as Dave Marcus's car is pushed toward pit road. That's the reason that we are under caution.
See, I'm surprised that somebody like Dale Jarrett didn't stop and put on 4 fresh tires so that he could go up there and really battle with Jeff Gordon and feel kind of rest assured that he could get his lap back.
Ken Schrader did get a lap back, and we might also inform you that Wally Dallenbach has taken his car behind the pit wall. Also, Rich Bickle is back in the garage area, as is the 12 car of Jeremy Mayfield. The only car that is actually listed as out of the race right now is Kenny Wallace. So we remain under caution here at Indianapolis. It gives us an opportunity to sneak another break in, back with green flag racing when we return to Indianapolis.
Please, don't drive drunk.
Sleek. Sophisticated. Stylish. And yet with an exhilarating V6. Chevy Monte Carlo lets you express that hidden part of your personality, just dying to get out.
Mr. Freeman. How are you? Tommy?
Monte Carlo. The side you show the world is up to you.
At Pennzoil, we've discovered that it's not the kind of engine you drive that matters most in motor oil. It's the way you drive. You stop, you go. You stop, you go. You stop, you go. Imagine how your engine feels. The next time you change your oil, ask for Pennzoil. Specially formulated to protect your engine from stop-and-go driving.
You okay, boy?
Stop, go, Pennzoil.
As Napa drivers, you're responsible for safely delivering the best parts in the world. So I've brought in a special guest instructor. Ron Hornaday, NASCAR Truck Series champion.
You want to go to the turns about 130.
What's a safe distance to be from the guy in front of you?
5 inches. It's called drafting.
Oh?
All right, get in the truck. I'm going to have to show you. You getting all this down?
They're going to can me for this.
Getting set for a restart here at Indianapolis. Let's take a look at what has happened so far in the running of the Brickyard. Jeff Bodine brought out the first caution when he slid in turn 1. A pit road incident between Dave Marcus and Jeff Burton. Jeremy Mayfield hard into the wall in the short chute between turns 1 and 2. Ernie Irvin, the pole sitter, slipped in the corner, allowing Jeff Gordon to take the lead. And then Dale Jarrett ran out of fuel, lost 4 laps. And then this incident involving Buckshot Jones and Brett Bodine. Dale Jarrett was 4 laps down. He is now 2 laps down. And for those of you not familiar with NASCAR Winston Cup racing, the cars that are a lap down can move to the inside of those on the lead lap, and that has allowed him to get 2 of those laps back. Jeff Gordon has led the most laps so far in this race. The other lap leaders have been Jarrett, Irvin, Terry Labonte, and Mark Martin.
And let's not forget about Rusty Wallace. Remember he had that unscheduled stop with the flat right front tire? Was a lap down? Well, all the other cars had to make their pit stop. Rusty Wallace now back in the lead lap in 17th position.
Getting set to go back to green flag racing at the conclusion of lap 107. It is Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, Ernie Irvin, Kenny Irwin, and Bobby Labonte, the top 5, as the pace increases and the green flies over the speedway. Jarrett, he'll try to get ahead of the leader and get another lap back. And for right now, he does. But Jeff Gordon is going to do everything he can to keep Dale 2 laps down because Jarrett still is very much a threat to win this race.
Boy, Gordon can run on the outside as well as any car here. There's no doubt about that. Here's Mark Martin once again for the lead.
Jarrett gets the lap back. Mark Martin a half a car length ahead entering the corner, and he comes out a full car length behind. Jeff Gordon able to stave off the challenge of Mark Martin. Look now at Dale Jarrett as he is pulling away from Jeff Gordon and put him now only 1 lap back.
This is the leader, Jeff Gordon. He's saying, thank goodness that 88 car ran out of gasoline because he is very, very fast. I'm talking about the 88 car of Dale Jarrett. There's Mark Martin, the 6 car in second place. Both these front 2 cars, Gordon, Mark Martin, eligible to pick up $1 million bonus if they can just win the race today.
The 4th pair line behind Mark Martin, the 99 is Jeff Gordon, 16 laps down in 39th position.
Bobby Labonte has been able to get by Kenny Irwin, move into the 4th spot. Labonte, another car with a chance to pick up that $1 million bonus.
Coming to the inside.
Jeff Burton, Mark Martin just moves over, basically lets his teammate go by. Hoping he can get up another lap back, although the 99 car is 16 laps down.
Jeff Gordon has won 5 races this year, while Mark Martin has won 4. Finds himself second in the point standings coming into this race. That's where he was in the point standings at this time last year and where he finished last year in points.
Jeff Gordon closes up right on the back bumper. Off Dale Jarrett. Right now he's able to get a little bit of draft on that 88 car, which is helping him go around this racetrack a little bit faster than he normally would be able to.
That lap for Jeff Gordon was 171.595 miles an hour, the fastest of the top 6. Next quick would be Mark Martin at 170.480. Here's Kenny Irwin, Terry Labonte, Dale Earnhardt, and Steve Park running together in 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. And Mike Skinner, Benny, is running there in 9th position.
Yes, sir. Skinner's been able to get by Sterling Marlin, moved to 9th. Sterling Marlin is currently in 10th. Trickled back to 11th.
In comes Joe Nemechek and Bill Elliott. Irwin has been very steady in this race, running in the top 5 just about all afternoon long. Let's check them at the line as they cross. We'll get the speed report. Looks like Mark Martin may have had the fastest lap that time.
A little bit over 170.5 miles per hour. Steve Park's car has really been good. We see Jeff Burton has been able to get by Jeff Gordon as well. Boy, right now Mark Martin said, I am in a Ford sandwich. Those 2 cars in front of him and the car behind him, all the Ford Taurus. But he can't expect to get a lot of help from those guys.
Was the 1978, 79, 80, and 86 ASA champion before he came to Winston Cup. This is his 5th year driving for the Jack Roush team. He has accumulated
what year?
The 5th
year driving for Jack Roush. He's been with Jack Roush 10 or 12 years now, Bob. Look. He looks like he might be closing in.
Indeed he does. He's
on Jeff Gordon.
The interval last time was just a little more than a half second. Check it this time around. You're right, Benny. He started driving with Jack Roush in 88. My mistake. Off the corner they come. bit, about 0.6 of a second.
Yes, it grew just a little bit. So right now, those two cars, first and second, evenly matched. You know, these drivers will tell you they're not superstitious, but Jeff Gordon was tickled to qualify third because that's where he won from the last time, and Mark Martin tickled to death to qualify seventh. He's won 3 of his 4 races this year, starting in 7th position.
Looks like it could come down to a battle between those two for supremacy this year at the Brickyard 400.
Need a faster truck?
Hey, this is just a newspaper.
Now you have a chance to win a real Ron Hornaday NASCAR racing truck, a 1-year lease on a '99 Chevy pickup, or a tool set during Napa Auto Parts Trucking and Tools Sweepstakes and Sale. Come by today.
Tomorrow's paper.
Evercraft Tools, now 25% off.
Gordon is way behind. Stick a fork in Jeff. He's done. Oh, my. What is he thinking? Holy baloo. What the heck is that?
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Well, what could possess a man to drive like that?
Gotcha.
He's making his move backward. Gordon wins.
We got to get him a cup holder.
Generation next.
Okay, guys, who's turning 50?
Do I look 50? Hey, I just turned 40. Not me. He's the older one. Older but faster. Yeah, right.
Well, who is turning 50?
NASCAR is. And Exide NASCAR Select is celebrating with the Big 50 celebration. Win NASCAR race tickets or the grand prize.
An MBNA MasterCard worth $50,000.
Thanks, I'll be right back.
Hey,
The Big 50 celebration. Enter wherever Exide NASCAR Select is sold.
Oh, well.
For a season of thrills, follow the Indy Racing League. The IRL is open wheel and wheel to wheel. Wide open oval track speed. Wide open team competition. The world's best drivers. The world's best performance machines. The Indy Racing League. Come to the track because we come to race. The legend is going around. Follow the IRL to Atlanta on August 29th.
It's a World Cup reunion MLS style. The best in the U.S. take on the world in the MLS All-Star Game live Sunday at 2:30 on ABC.
From the director of Men in Black.
Back off, pal. My name is Kathy Baker, and I'm a public defender. Both of my brothers are Metro-Dade police, and my father was a federal marshal. My husband just left me for a dental technician named Debbie Lefkowitz, so believe me, mister, I am in no mood.
Maximum Bob, premiering Tuesday on ABC.
Kenny Irwin's day is over. He has crashed between turns 1 and 2. He had just lost 5th position to Terry Labonte. And Dale Earnhardt was right behind him, got into the outside wall, sliding to a stop in the middle of turn number 2.
His problem started over in turn 1, and he stopped over in turn 2. Let's see if we can see from the blimp. There we see the 5 car going in the corner. Here comes the 28 car, and Kenny Irwin just loses control.
There was
Earnhardt got so close to him, we talked about early in the race, that he took that air off the rear spoiler, and around goes the Texaco car.
There was no contact between Earnhardt and Irwin. He just lost the downforce, and the car got around on him. Scatters some photographers right here.
Watch those guys run. I don't blame them.
And from another angle, we see it once again. Boy, he had a great run going. Had been in the top 5 most of the day. His first try at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the Brickyard 400.
And guess what? The 88 car got another lap back.
That is right. Now only 1 lap down.
Robert Yates, the owner of that 28 car. This is not the first. This isn't his first rodeo. He's had a crashed race car before, so.
Well, we're on lap 117, Benny. Now, are we going to see some final pit stops here, or is it just a little bit too early?
Some of these guys might be able to make it to the end, and might gamble on making it to the end. I don't know. It's a lot. A lot of laps to run.
Well, Benny, one team that will make that gamble will be the second-place machine, the Valvoline car for Mark Martin. $1 million up for grabs, as you know, for first and second there, should one of these cars win. And Jimmy Fennig and Jack Roushers, the master at fuel mileage calculations, continue to converse high atop the war wagon. They just radioed to Martin, if we pit now, we should be able to go the distance without having to stop again.
And Jack, likewise, down here in the Jeff Gordon pit, they are closed the pits this time by, so no one could come on the pit road. They were going to pit around lap 118 to 120, so next lap by would be 118, so that would have been their pit window anyway. They should be able to make it the rest of the way. Let's check in with Bill Weber.
And the fact the pits were closed just then may end up helping Ernie Irvan. The longest they've gone today is 42 laps. That was with a couple of cautions. They weren't sure they were going to be able to make it to the finish. This should help them out. They're going to come in, get 4 tires, make an air pressure adjustment, and they think they can get Ernie to the front.
Hey, guys, remember when I alluded before the 88 ran out of fuel about when you make a pit stop and take on 22 gallons of fuel, can you change 4 tires just as quick as loading the fuel? That was the debate that Mark Martin and Jimmy Fennig just had on the radio. Martin, looking desperately for track position, trying to beat Jeff Gordon out of the pit, said, should we consider 2 tires? And all Fennig said is, we can change 4 in 22 gallons. Don't worry about it, Mark. Jerry?
Hey, guys, Dale Jarrett is now just 1 lap down, and the man you talked to a moment ago, Steve Allen, who did the gas calculations, wearing that T-shirt under his uniform, which says, never give up. That may be somewhat of a premonition of what could happen here. Jarrett has come from 4 down to just 1 down and still plenty of time left. Bob?
In 33rd position today at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific on ABC Sports, a Tour de France special, the last weekend of the world's most prestigious cycling event. Don't miss the last time trial of the Tour today at 5:30 Eastern Time, 2:30 Pacific, here on ABC. All right, the pits are going to be open this time around.
The reason that the pits were closed the last time because Kenny Irwin had come to a stop at the exit of the pits. And these guys, if they'd made pit stops going back out, it would not have been a safe situation for the safety workers over there trying to pick his car up. So NASCAR Wild said, we'll wait until the next lap. Now we'll see all these guys dive in. We'll see guys change 4 tires. Like Bill Weber talked about on our top of the show, we'll see skin knuckles, skin knees. But if they get back out in front, it doesn't matter.
Here comes the line off corner number 4 down onto pit road. Jeff Gordon leading Martin and Irvin and others.
Some of the cars already stopping. Tire changes going on.
55 miles an hour is the speed limit on pit road. Here we go. Mark Martin arrives at his box. So does Jeff Gordon. Ernie Irvan pitted down toward turn number 1. Now arrives at his, while Mark Martin has...
The only change that Martin made was to replace the windshield cover. You know, the little tearaway? Other than that, just a nominal stop here.
And we see Mark Martin is having a slow stop. 21 and a half seconds. Look at Jeff Gordon. 16.6. Ernie Irvan, 19.3. Ernie will go back to about 5th spot. And Jeff Gordon looks like may come out with a lead with a great pit stop, 16.6.
Just an unbelievable piece of work by the Rainbow Warriors, getting Jeff Gordon in and out in 16 and a half seconds. 119 laps completed here in Indianapolis. Back with more coverage of the Brickyard 400 after this message and a word from our ABC station.
Are you concerned about losing more hair? Do you wonder how much further it will go? Do you wish you could do something about it? Well, now there's a pill for men with certain types of hair loss. Introducing Propecia. In clinical studies, the vast majority of men, 83%, maintain their current hair count, and most, 66%, regrew some hair. Take it daily and you could see results in as little as 3 months. Propecia is for men only. A small number of men experience certain sexual side effects. Each occurred in less than 2% of men. Women who are or may potentially be pregnant must not use it or handle broken tablets because of the risk of a specific kind of birth defect. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist and read the consumer information they can provide. Propecia, helping make hair loss history.
For a season of thrills, follow the Indy Racing League. Open wheel and wheel-to-wheel. wide open oval track speed. Come to the track, because we come to race.
TLC-VB has moved to Tuesday. Now you can see it on Wednesday. You can only watch it on Tuesday. Unless you tape it, then you can watch it when you want.
Woo! Spin City, Tuesdays at 9, 8 Central. In a summer of reruns, here's something brand new.
The hits keep on coming.
It's so new, they don't even know what they're gonna do.
I'd like to take you out for a few drinks, but I'm a minor. Come on, I'm horny.
Whose Line Is It Anyway? With Drew Carey, premiering Wednesday.
I am predicting a lot of booty tonight.
It's about time and finding faster ways to take new ideas from drawing board to reality. It's about the search for methods to make machinery last longer or make a long drive seem shorter. It's about making time to look beyond the obvious. And most of all, about taking time to listen. All things change through time. Cars, trucks, and a company.
Listens.
Robin Roberts back in our Wide World Sports Studios in New York. We'll get back to the Brickyard 400 in just a moment. We still have the Tour de France and the Hall of Fame game coming up. Coming up next, though, it's IROC. Jeff Gordon won round one at Daytona in February. IROC's points leader, Mark Martin, claimed the second race at the California Speedway. Jeff Burton held off Tommy Kendall to win race 3 at the Michigan Speedway. Again, IROC, the final race coming up from the Brickyard right after the Brickyard 400. One NFL note, a day after losing Marvin Jones for the year with a knee injury, the New York Jets have signed former Chicago Bear Brian Cox. A controversial Cox joins his third NFL team. He began his career with the Miami Dolphins. How about some football tonight? The AFC-NFC Hall of Fame game. Al Michaels, Dan Deerdorfer joined in the booth by Boomer Esiason. That's at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight here on ABC. Back to Bob Jenkins at the Brickyard.
Thank you, Robin. Still under caution here, but we will be going green next time around. Let's get a report from our reporters down in the pits. Here's Jerry Punch.
At the top of the day, Bob, we talked about the possibility of history repeating itself in 1994. Jeff Gordon qualified third and won it today. He started third, and he is poised. Behind me, Ray Evernham says they have made their final stop. The car is dialed in. They have fresh Goodyear Eagles all the way around, a full tank of fuel. It's all up to the young man in the seat. Evernham doesn't look like he's too worried that they can't hold on and possibly win it. Let's go to Jackaroo.
Well, Jerry, Jimmy Fenning and the crew chief for Mark Martin, they had a lot of confidence that they could beat the Rainbow Warriors on a head-to-head duel on pit road. They had it done until a lug nut, you see this right here, and the glue that holds it on popped off when the right front wheel went on. They had to scurry to put another lug nut on. Those split seconds cost them track position. Bill?
Twice, Ernie Irvan has come so close to winning here at the Brickyard, but he never has. Right now, he's in a very sensitive race car. Loose when the sun is out, tight when the sun goes behind a cloud. This crew wants a cloud. They just had a very good pit stop. They took a half-pound of air pressure out of the right front tire. And Ryan Pemberton told his driver, be very, very smooth on the throttle. Fuel mileage is critical.
They line up now for the restart. Dale Earnhardt is at the front of the field. He has only led one lap. We've had 9 lead changes so far, coming off our 7th caution period. And notice again that Dale Jarrett is lined up beside Dale Earnhardt. He is now only one lap down in 30th position. In second position is Mike Skinner, followed by Sterling Marlin, then Jeff Gordon, Bobby Labonte, and Terry Labonte.
Here we come down for the restart. Earnhardt hits the accelerator, so does Jarrett.
And Earnhardt gets a good restart, Benny, and Jarrett's going to have to fight a little bit harder this time to get that lap back so early.
Yes, he will. Watch this coming off this short chute. Watch this, Bob.
Whoa, make that an easy move for Dale Jarrett. My goodness.
That car is very, very fast. But here comes Earnhardt back down the backstretch.
He got a little loose coming out of the corner. Jarrett did, and that allowed Earnhardt to get to the inside, and Jarrett goes a lap down once again as they enter turn number 3, too wide. Car of Jeff Burton is 15 laps down in 37th position. Just trying to get a lap back here.
Looks like he's going to be able to do it. He has the position on Earnhardt. And Skinner gets by Jarrett. Here comes Jeff Gordon on the inside of Dale Jarrett. He gets by. Bobby Labonte's going to get by.
Attempt to get that final lap back is not being as successful as earlier.
Here comes a battle for the second spot between Jeff Gordon and Mike Skinner. Gordon is looking. Is he there? Yes, he's there.
Jeff Gordon in second position now. He has no cars between himself and Dale Earnhardt, the leader. Begins to chase him down.
Jarrett trying to get back up front. He's on the inside of Bobby Labonte there in the blue car. Meanwhile, Jeff Gordon trying his best to catch Dale Earnhardt.
The interval officially 38/100ths of a second, but it's more like 4 or 5 car lengths, and that interval is shrinking as Gordon has a good run coming off the second corner and down the backstretch.
Jarrett gets on the inside of Skinner, gets by him. Meanwhile, Gordon gets closer and closer to Dale Earnhardt. These fans are going crazy. Jeff Gordon gets by Earnhardt.
He's still a very popular driver here in his former home state of Indiana. Growing up in Pittsburgh, Indiana, which is about 15 or so miles west of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Coming here so that he could have a better shot at driving sprint cars at the age of 13.
Look at that last lap. Jeff Gordon, 171.2 miles per hour. He's there, right on the back bumper of Earnhardt. Boy, he drove in the corner. Matter of fact, he drove it in too deep. Here he comes off the corner. Gets a good grip, good run off this corner. Tries to close in.
But drives at the corner too quickly.
Oh, he's looking this time. He's there.
He's got him.
Gordon goes in the lead.
He's got him. Jeff Gordon takes the lead on the 127th lap.
And here comes Jarrett on the inside of Earnhardt.
Still trying to get that final lap back. He positions himself between Gordon and Earnhardt.
This those folks in turn 3.
Jeff Gordon won the largest purse in NASCAR Winston Cup history of $613,000 when he won here in 1994. He is looking at a huge payday if he can win this race, including the $1 million No Bull 5. Down to the pits once again.
Bob, early in the race, we saw on the first 2 stops, Dale Earnhardt took 2 tires, both right side tires. Then they finally had to take 4 to get the car back to where they wanted it. They used the 2 tire stops for track position to move them into contention. That's exactly what they did on their last stop. Just 2 tires. That's how Earnhardt got up front. Now we have to see if 2 tires can keep him up front.
Bobby Labonte closes in on Earnhardt in the battle for the second position. Bobby finished second here last year.
Also finished 3rd in Charlotte in the Coca-Cola 600. That's why he's eligible eligible for the noble $1 million.
29 cars are on the lead lap.
Now there are 30 cars on the lead lap because Dale Jarrett is now back in the lead lap. And here comes Bobby Labonte for second spot. He has it. Mike Skinner in fourth, Terry Labonte in fifth. Mark Martin is back in sixth spot.
And behind Martin, Sterling Marlin, Ernie Irvin. Mike Skinner has had a good run here at the Brickyard today.
And Mark Martin is working his way back. I think he was about 10th or 12th after this stop. Remember, we talked about that slow pit stop when the lug nuts fell off the wheel when they put it up there. He's flicking them off one at a time.
Well, between first and second now, a second and a half. 2 seconds back to Earnhardt in third. And a bit of a gap back to the fourth place car of Mike Skinner, who you'll recall subbed for Dale Earnhardt the 1996 race here when Earnhardt was injured.
And Mark Martin now in fifth spot and closing in on fourth spot.
So some good battling going on behind the leader, Jeff Gordon, but he has stretched out his advantage on Bobby Labonte to almost a second and a half. We watch Mark Martin chase Mike Skinner down the front straightaway. Makes no attempt to take over that position.
And Mark needs to get by as quickly as he can. If he's going to win this race, he cannot stay long behind Skinner. He's there. He may have him.
He's going to get a good run off the second corner maybe, and down the back chute. He moves alongside Mike Skinner. And Mark Martin goes into fourth spot. So it's Gordon, Bobby Labonte, Dale Earnhardt, Mark Martin, and Mike Skinner, the top five, with the laps clicking off at Indy.
All across America, you're there to see us through. Just around the corner, a neighborhood should be blue.
You depend on your car, so trust it to Jiffy Lube. Jiffy Lube makes it easy. Every 3,000 miles.
3,000 miles, you make us smile. America should be blue.
Drive in, drive out, drive on.
Meet Sean Graham, veteran stuntman. This is how he lives. This is what he drives. What else would he drive? Chevy S10, like a rock.
All right, you got the list on you?
Yeah, I got the list right here.
We're going to Napa. It's the best place for parts.
Fine. You know what? If I ran Napa, here's what I would do. I would widen the aisles a little bit. I would put a brand new sign so it'd make things easy to find.
All right,
okay. And I'd have a state-of-the-art computer system to be able to find those parts like that.
Okay, but you've got to admit, you can't beat Napa for the knowledge. I mean, they carry more parts than anybody.
I agree.
Oh, you agree for a change?
Yes, for a change. All I'm saying is they should fix the stores up a little. Wow. I could live with this.
Rusty, it's a woodchuck and he's hurt. Rusty, it's up to you.
Before you give away your child, know who you're giving it to.
You did something to your baby.
Alyssa Milano, Connie Selica. The Surrogate, ABC Sunday.
I think they're a little dated.
I wasn't always Mr. Wrong.
The play!
Quasimodo! But would you mind?
The all-new Fantasy Island, this fall on ABC. It's not the same old trip.
Back at the Brickyard 400, where Mark Martin has just passed Dale Earnhardt, and Martin is now third.
He's about 4 1/4 seconds behind their leader, Jeff Gordon. We'll have to check and see if he's gaining, losing, what's going to happen in the next few laps. There comes their second place car, Bobby Labonte. There's Martin and Earnhardt.
Dale Jarrett is back on the tail end of the lead lap in 30th position.
Guys, Jeff Gordon just radioed a moment ago to Ray Evernham and said, tell the NASCAR official I've got oil on my windshield. Somebody out there is putting oil on the racetrack, and I'm getting a windshield of it. So they went over and told the NASCAR official. Now all the observers have been alerted around the racetrack to watch and see. I'm sure he probably doesn't want a caution flag because that would mean the 88 car will be on the lead lap and be able to come in again. But if there's oil on the track, they may not have any choice.
We don't see any evidence of that on our onboard camera, however. Bill Weber?
Well, Kenny Irwin is trying to prepare himself to get back in the car. I know you're disappointed. A great run. What happened?
You know, the way these cars have it set up with the 5 and 5 rule, when somebody gets right up under you, it feels like they actually hit you. I don't know if that happened or not, but it's definitely took all the air off the rear spoiler.
Well, that isn't exactly what happened because there was no contact between Kenny and Dale Earnhardt.
Well, guys, you know, you heard Jerry Punch talk about the oil on the windshield of the leader on Jeff Gordon's car. Well, there's a team that hopes that will bring out a yellow. We know it is 88 Dale Jarrett. You know about rally caps in baseball? They've all put yellow tape on their caps. But what do you do if you don't wear a ball cap? Well, why don't you just put it right up on your head?
We got 25 laps to go. And if we stay green, we will be here now for the conclusion of the race without commercial interruption. There's the interval that Jeff Gordon has over Bobby Labonte. Almost 2 seconds now separate first and second.
And check this out. Here comes Ricky Rudd trying to get by Ernie Irvin. Remember we saw what was Ricky running before? 26, 27, someplace early in the race when we showed him. Right now, Ricky Rudd is running in 8th spot trying to get by our leader, Ernie Irvin. So they have obviously made some huge changes on this car, and they're working.
Ricky's best finish in 1998 was 6th at Dover. He's had a very good run here this afternoon in 8th, looking for 7th. Right ahead is Ernie Irvin, the pole sitter for today's race.
Folks, Mark Martin, I'm not hyping this. Mark Martin is gaining on Jeff Gordon. He is 4 seconds back. I don't know if he's got enough time to catch him, but he is gaining on Jeff Gordon.
Live at 2:30 Eastern on ABC Sports, it's the USA versus the world again. Major League Soccer All-Star game from Orlando, Florida. Watch the best MLS players from the U.S. take on the MLS stars from around the world. Here on ABC tomorrow at 2:30. Jeff Gordon separating himself from second place Labonte, but Mark Martin is catching Bobby Labonte. Here's John Andretti, who's having a top 10 run here this afternoon. He's in 9th place.
And Rusty Wallace, after his right front tire going flat, has worked his way back to the 10th position. Let's see, Rusty.
And coming from a lap down earlier this afternoon to now run in the 11th spot just behind Rusty Wallace is Kenny Schrader. Jeff Gordon once again. Back to Bobby Labonte, about 2 1/3 seconds behind last lap. But look how Mark Martin has been able to close in on Bobby.
And you would think that at this point in time that Jimmy Finnick would be radioing Mark Martin the lap times and telling him how he was closing, because they are convinced that they can not only pass the 18, but maybe before time runs out, pass for the lead. But they have remained completely totally incommunicado until right now. And finally, they tell Mark Martin just how fast he's going. So Martin now knows that he can close.
There's how the interval has decreased between first and second from 4.4 seconds on lap 133, first to third, I should say, from 4.4 seconds on lap 133. And now it is less than 4.
It's almost 3.5 seconds now. Mark, as we said, is getting closer and closer. But does he have enough time? It looks like it's not that far, and it's 21 laps to go, but he's only gaining about 1/10 of a second per lap.
Guys, updating the oil situation, Jeff Gordon commented on a minute ago. He radioed and said he thought he saw oil on the racetrack. Well, some of the crew members, as I told you, ran over to grab the NASCAR officials, and then before they grabbed them, the senior crew member here, Ray Evernham, said, "Hey, Jeff, we don't need a caution flag. That's the worst thing that could happen." Gordon replied, "What oil? I don't see any oil."
Remember the No Bull $5 million bonus? That's up for grabs. Jeff Gordon is the leader. Bobby Labonte is running in second and Mark Martin third, so we could very well give away $1 million here in the next few moments.
It's a goner. Put it in the bank. It's a goner. Write the check. I just don't know whose name you put on the check. That's the problem.
That remains to be seen. The last lap was run fastest by Mark Martin, 168.4. Jeff Gordon, the leader, 167.001. Bobby Labonte at 167.2.
Last lap, Mark Martin picked up 4/10 of a second. 4/10 of a second on the leader, Jeff Gordon. I think right now he's getting some draft from Bobby Labonte. I think that's what's really helping him right now. And now he's 2 3/4 seconds behind the leader.
So he had a high exit off corner number 2 there down the backstretch.
I thought maybe that was his line, but I guess that you're right. I would think that he just missed that corner a little bit. Gordon go by. Here comes Bobby Labonte. Mark Martin.
Mark Martin loves this race car. The 4 events that he's won this year have been in this car.
And you're right, Bob. Lost a little time that time. But he's there on Bobby Labonte's back bumper. Now then, if he has to follow Labonte for 5 or 10 laps before he can get by, that will ruin his chances of catching Jeff Gordon. Rest assured, he will do what he can do to get by as quickly as possible, because this is not the big prize. The big prize is up there. He just went by.
17 laps to go when they come down and hit the mark this time. Jeff Gordon looking to become the first repeat winner in the history of the Brickyard 400. Of course, looking for their first wins here. And Benny, he just cannot find the opportunity to make a run. Maybe this is it. Into corner number 1. He's trying to get alongside of Labonte in the short shoot. He may have him here. Yes.
He's there. He's there, and he has 17 laps to go catch that guy. And he's 2.5 seconds behind. Just 2.5 seconds. There's the distance.
Mark Martin revealed earlier this year that he has a herniated disc in his back and will have surgery, but not until the season is over. Listen to the crowd. I'm not sure who they're cheering for, but they love it.
They like it. Wow. Mark is using this racetrack. He's going in low, coming off high, trying to run that perfect line, trying his best to do what he can to catch Jeff Gordon. Lost a little bit. In passing Bobby Labonte that time, he lost about 1/4 of a second.
The interval is 2.64 seconds.
And we see that Jeff Gordon, in his back that time, have the fastest lap.
Second fastest was Ernie Irvin, and Martin was third.
But he passed Bobby Labonte see how quickly he's been able to put distance on Bobby Labonte.
Mark Martin won the fastest race in NASCAR Winston Cup history at 188.3-mile-an-hour average in May of '97 at Talladega in a race that was run without a caution. The interval is 2.62 seconds, first to second.
He only gained 0.02 of a second that lap. So it looks like that draft that he was getting from Bobby Labonte was really helping Mark Martin.
His speed was slightly faster than Jeff Gordon, but just slightly.
There are 15 laps to go.
Still 30 cars on the lead lap. Dale Jarrett remains the final car on the lead lap. Martin is second in points in the NASCAR Winston Cup standings, and Jeff Gordon leads the points.
See the leader, Jeff Gordon, is catching some slow cars, some traffic out there. Some of that traffic might slow him down. Mark Martin not able to pick up. He picked up 0.03 of a second that lap. I'm sorry, 0.05 of a second that lap.
Martin's wins in 1998 have been in Las Vegas, Texas, California, and Michigan. Jeff Gordon has won at Rockingham, Bristol, Charlotte, Sears Point, and Pocono.
Pocono being last week. Car did not hinder Jeff Gordon's progress any whatsoever. Sorry, that was Jeff Bodine. I saw coming in here.
Gordon continues to drive like he's on a rail out there. Last lap, 168.199, faster than any other car.
You're right, Mark Martin lost 400 to Jeff Gordon that last time.
After moving here and beginning his sprint car career, he won the USAC Midget Championship in 1990, won the USAC Silver Crown title in 1991, and also the Busch Series Rookie of the Year honors that year. He was the 93 Rookie of the Year in NASCAR Winston Cup competition. Been twice champion in 95 and 97. The gap just doesn't seem to be closing very fast, Benny, and again the laps are winding down. We'll have 11 to go next time they hit the line.
Well, Mark Martin gained some that time. He gained about 0.3 of a second that time. If he can get close enough to that 24 car and start getting some of the wind riding in that wake and get that draft, then he'll start really closing in. And these drivers, Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, have to hit that line perfectly each and every lap. If they don't, it's going to show up on the watch. It's going to slow these cars down. 2 1/4 seconds. Mark Martin was behind the last time. This time.
Sliding in the middle of the racetrack.
Car in the wall. Turn 3, I heard.
Still rolling to the inside.
It's Ricky Rudd with a right front tire flat.
Running in 7th position. Rudd is down on the acceleration lane, so he's out of the traffic. But a terrible break for Ricky Rudd, the defending champion of this race. And Steve Park is also slow in turn 4.
Yellow flag
is out. Yellow is out. Oh, this is going to tighten things up.
And puts Dale Jarrett back on the lead lap, on the tail end of the lead lap. But unfortunately, he's got 29 cars in front of him.
And the yellow will come out at the completion of lap number 150. 10 laps to go in the Brickyard 400. Well, forget about that interval now. Mark Martin is going to be right on the back bumper of Jeff Gordon when we go green again.
Like Ray said, Jeff, we don't need a caution flag. race car, slowing Jeff Gordon down. There comes Mark Martin with 10 laps to go under NASCAR rules. The lap cars cannot pull up behind the leader, beside the leader. They must start behind them. So all the cars on the lead lap, all 29 of them, now 28 of them, will line up nose to tail.
And Benny, that was the first thing that Jack Roush mentioned to his crew, that they were going to get the benefit of that 10 lap to go rule. They down here in the 6-pit think that they have something left for car 24. They just wanted a chance to show it.
Now the question, where do you start making pit stops? Where do you start putting on fresh tires? I mean, obviously Dale Jarrett will come in and put on 4 fresh tires because he's last. He'll be able to pass all those cars and get to the end of that long line. How far up does it go? Does Ted Musgrave run in at 20th? Does he stop and get tires? That's what we're going to find out when these cars get to the entrance to pit road.
A couple of real good runs apparently have come to an end, Benny, because we saw the reason for the caution, Ricky Rudd and also Steve Park.
Steve Park, what a great run that kid had going earlier in the race. There we see him, the wrecker hooking up to Steve Park.
On board with Steve Park now.
Well, same thing that happened to Kenny Irwin.
And he banged the wall pretty good with the left side of the car.
Well, the green flag is out. Now, which one of these cars will come into the pits? There comes Musgrave. He's running in 20th. The blue and yellow car back there. Yes, he's coming in the pits. He's going, well, no, he's not.
A little fake job there.
Yeah, here comes a 97 car. He is coming in the pits.
Well, pulling for you, pits 99 crew, okay? Okay.
Chad Little comes in, and here is Dale Jarrett on pit road.
Yes, he is. Put in those 4 fresh tires, try to get as many positions as he can. And who knows, we might get 2 or 3 caution flags in these last 10 laps.
Sure. Always that possibility. This race is far from over. This caution has really perhaps hurt Jeff Gordon. We'll see in a few minutes, but it did certainly allow Mark Martin and the others to close in as Dale Jarrett arrives at his pit box and the crew goes to work.
And Bob, the rally caps must have worked because they got their caution flag. The question is, did they get enough time left? Only 2 right side tires down, a little bit of fuel, and he is away.
Martin has come up through the traffic. Here he is passing Mike Skinner to 4th, passing Earnhardt to 3rd. And here he is taking 2nd position from Bobby Labonte. And that's the way they are as we get set for a restart here. Gordon, Martin, Labonte, Skinner, and Ernie Irvin has gone into 5th position, putting Dale Earnhardt back to 6th, with John Andretti running 7th, Terry Labonte 8th, Rusty Wallace 9th, and Ken Schrader in the top 10.
You know, I think that Mark Martin, after that lug nut fell off on that pit stop and he went back in the line, I think he went back about 10th or 11th someplace and has worked his way back to the 2nd spot, right behind Jeff Gordon.
Down to Jerry Punch.
Guys, a moment ago, Jeff Gordon radioed in to ask his motor man in the pits a question. He said, I need to know how hard I can turn this engine. Now, they have 2 amplifier boxes, 2 ignition boxes with different rev limiter chips in. He can switch to an alternative box with a higher rev limiter, meaning he can turn over 9,000 RPMs these final few laps if he wants to. The question is, should he, and would the engine be able to take it here with this many miles on it? The answer was, switch it if you need it.
9 laps to go now, 151 complete in the 5th annual Brickyard 400. There is Jack Roush, the owner of many cars in his stable, and there's Ray Evernham, who leads Jeff Gordon's team. The Goodyear Blimp Spirit of Akron is proud to be part of the celebration of the 100th anniversary of the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. And for over 70 of those years, the Goodyear Blimps have been making appearances over spectacular events, such as today's Brickyard 400. Don't forget, coming up next, the International Race of Champions. Can Mark Martin win his 3rd IROC title in a row? You'll see it at the conclusion of our Brickyard telecast.
That race was held right here yesterday afternoon.
7.5 laps remain in this one. There's got a shot there of Darrell Waltrip, who's running back in 13th position. Dick Trickle is 14th. Ricky Craven in 15th spot. Kyle Petty running 16th. Then it's Jimmy Spencer in 17th. Morgan Shepherd running in the 18th position.
I wonder if it reminded Jeff Gordon about that missed shift he had at Pocono that 3 or 4 years ago when he was leading the race about like this on the restart. You know, they will restart in second gear. They'll have to shift to third, back to fourth.
About all there is to do now, Benny, is say a prayer.
And that's what he's doing. Write the check. I just don't know how you fill in the numbers. I just don't let them name. Here we go.
7 laps to go at the Brickyard 400. Jeff Gordon accelerates as the green flag comes out once again. It's a pretty good jump as the others behind him bunch up.
Earnhardt dives on the inside of Ernie Irvin, trying to take away that 5th spot. And here's John Andretti. He's going to try to take away the 6th spot.
Earnhardt has Ernie Irvin. John Andretti trying to squeeze his way beneath Ernie, and he has successfully done so. And following him would be Rusty Wallace. Our attention focuses up front, however, as Jeff Gordon has been able to maintain about a 4-car length advantage on this first green flag lap over Mark Martin. 6 laps to go. The interval officially is 43 hundredths of a second, almost a half second separating first and second.
Jeff Gordon averaged 167 miles per hour that lap, even considering having to restart. Oh, he got a crash down at turn 1. Jimmy Spencer goes around.
Looks like he may keep going. Nope, the car's going to stop, and this will bring out another caution. The caution is out.
They will race back to the line
and complete 155 laps. The checkered flag, or the caution flag being given to Gordon.
When you get down here, Mark, stay to the inside. The car's up against the wall in the middle.
Well, there's going to be a bit of a cleanup down in turn number 1, Benny, and we recall when we did the race at Richmond a while back, they red flagged the race in order that there could be a green flag finish. What do you think here?
I don't know. I guess it depends. Ever see the contact between, is that Jeff Green?
Yes.
Jeff Green and Jimmy Spencer. We see Dale Jarrett going on the grass to get by. And there's Spencer up in the outside retaining wall. One more look. And look at Jarrett go right by that wreck.
By the way, Jarrett has moved up to 18th position now as the caution is out. And the safety crew is there very quickly to try to get this car off the racetrack as quickly as possible and get the track in raceable condition so that we can have a green flag finish.
I would bet that pace car is not running 65 miles per hour, what he's supposed to run.
Well, that's what they're shooting for, but it's more than just a trophy. It is the symbol of a win at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And possibly for 2 drivers, Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin and Bobby Labonte, the drivers running first, second, and third, $1 million bonus. Under caution, back with more in just a moment.
How's the car, Dale? A little tight off. 0 cars moving up. Let them on inside.
Inside every member of Team Monte Carlo, there's a side that's kind of wild.
Come on. Get another tire.
Team Monte
Animal.
Pardon me. This year, they're hungrier than ever.
A lot of folks need peace of mind these days, and that's just what they get with Napa Auto Care's Peace of Mind warranty. Repairs are guaranteed on both parts and labor for 6 months or 6,000 miles anywhere they travel. And when they use the Napa card, they're guaranteed doubles to 12 months or 12,000 miles. How do I know our customers find peace of mind here? Because I own this shop, and their peace of mind is guaranteed.
We keep America running. We keep America running.
We care about what we do. Make sure everything is just right. We're proud to have our name on our work. That's what Jiffy Lube's signature service is all about. Jiffy Lube's signature service. Our name is on the line. And we offer Pennzoil.
The Brickyard 400 on ABC Sports. Brought to you by Team Monte Carlo, Chevy, the cars more champions trust. Napa Auto Parts, we keep America running. Pennzoil, specially formulated for today's stop-and-go driving. Stop, go, Pennzoil. And Miller Lite, new labels, same great taste at Miller Time.
The track crew has gotten Jimmy Spencer's car off the racetrack. There will be no question of whether we should go red or not because we are going green this time around. They will have 3 laps to go.
You saw these guys weaving the car back and forth. These tires are used. They're hot. They pick up all kinds of debris on the racetrack. They're weaving the car back and forth, trying to rid their car of any debris that might slide, the car might slide on when they get down the corner. You ever see, here's the leader, Jeff Gordon. You're right in with him. There's a second place car, Mark Martin, right behind him. Both cars a chance to pick up $1 million bonus if they can get to the checkered line, checkered flag first.
Green flag waves, back to racing for 3 laps at the Brickyard. Oh, and a crash up in the straightaway, and this may end things. Several cars involved in an incident before crossing the start-finish line.
But the problem is, Bob, there's a car sitting there, and they've got to. Now Nemechek is moving. I thought they was going to have to drive through a car sitting on the racetrack because they're racing back to the line. The first one back wins.
The caution flag is out, but remember, they race back to the caution in NASCAR Winston Cup competition. And so Jeff Gordon is going to have to make sure that he keeps Mark Martin and Bobby Labonte behind him. Here they come off of corner number 4. And Ricky Rudd's car is very badly damaged as the caution is out, and Jeff Gordon will cross the line first to complete lap 158. 2 to go, and that could have been it.
Well, the next time, now the pace car is going to pick them up, and there's no way in the world they can clean up these cars in 2 laps that I can see. The pace car will pick them up down in the corner.
The crowd is sensing a win by Jeff Gordon, the pace car. Oh, we have a car into the wall up ahead of Jeff Gordon, the leader, under caution.
I think that might be Robert Presley.
Here's a damaged car of Chad Little here at the bottom of your screen. So all kinds of activity here in the closing laps of this race. That is Robert Presley, who's up against the wall in corner number 2. We will not go back to green because we have cars literally all over the racetrack. Here's what happened as the green was coming out.
And we see that someone just ran right in the back of, we saw the back of Jeff Green's car jump up in the air.
He was hit by Joe Nemechek, but there could have been contact before that. In any case, it littered the straightaway with wrecked race cars. with it looks like Ricky Rudd coming out on the short end of everything. In some parts of the country, Jeff Gordon is not a particularly liked driver. He is booed and jeered at several racetracks, but not here in Indiana. He has a tremendous fan following still. They love him. And it looks like he's going to become the second, going to be the driver who wins a second Brickyard 400. The white flag is out. One more lap to go. We will not go back to green, and Jeff Gordon will be the winner of the 1998 Brickyard 400.
Up there from Ricky Rudd and see what happened. We see what's going to cause all the damage to Rudd's car. Oh, I see it's Robert Press's car.
Let's go down to Jerry Punch in the Jeff Gordon pit.
All right, Ray Evernham getting ready to watch as these cars come by. He says that even with the fact that there's no way they can lose this race, his personal superstition is not to talk into the checkered flag. So watch Ray being congratulated by Andy Petrie behind me. Let's get over here to John Hendrick for a second, who is subbing for his brother, Rick Hendrick. And John, what a day, huh? What a day. Congratulations. You did need that one caution flag on lap 10, but this one you didn't mind.
Oh, man, this one it was okay. We didn't want any of them because we wanted to win it clean and win it straight out. What a heck of a job for the crew. Hey, Rick, brother, this one's for you. We worked hard for this one all year, buddy. This one's for you.
A lot of emotion from John Hendrick. And now Ray Evernham and the Rainbow Warriors. It is pure superstition. They know they can't lose this race. They will be on the wall as Jeff Gordon will come out of turn 4, and they will come off, leap in the air, and celebrate. That's what they've done 5 times this year. Now make it 6 times in 1998.
It'll be the largest purse in NASCAR history that is awarded to Jeff Gordon. He will win the No Bull 5. Going to become the first repeat winner of the Brickyard 400, taking honors here in 1994. About to take the checkered flag in 1998. The pace car has them in tow, coming off corner number 4. They're coming down the straightaway right now. Just to make it absolutely official, at 65 miles an hour behind the pace car, Jeff Gordon wins the 1998 Brickyard 400. And the No Bull 5 $1 million bonus. We will be back to talk with Jeff Gordon in just a few moments, as he is cheered by the crowd. But right now, let's go to our Wide World of Sports studio in New York. Your host, Robin Roberts.
Thank you very much. We'll get back out to you in just a moment at the Brickyard. But first, let's tell everybody that's coming up next. It's IROC, also from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the International Race of Champions, the final leg. Find out who wins the series. That's today in just a bit from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Also today in Canton, Ohio, the Pro Football Hall of Fame, 5 inductees today. Leading the way, Mike Singletary, named to 10 Pro Bowls, led the Chicago Bears to victory in Super Bowl 20. One of the greatest offensive linemen in NFL history, Anthony Munoz. Miami Dolphins center Dwight Stevenson, named to the All-NFL team of the 1980s. The all-time leader in interceptions, Paul Krause. And Eagle Tommy McDonald left the game in 1968 with the second most touchdown receptions in league history. And today in Canton, the class of 98, led by Tommy McDonald, posing with his twin, Mike Singletary, a bit more nostalgic.
I want to thank everybody that I ever played with, the Chicago Bears and in college and in high school, because all of those guys made a difference. All of those guys contributed to me being here. And all of those guys are part of this team.
And you can see more of the induction ceremonies at halftime of the Hall of Fame game tonight here on ABC. Al Michaels, Dan Deerdorf, joining the booth by Boomer Esiason at 7 p.m. Eastern. Back out now to Bob Jenkins at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for more of the wrap-up of the Brickyard 400.
Robin, thank you very much. And And there is the man of the day. Jeff Gordon still on his cool-down lap. He is about to enter a very hallowed and special part of real estate here in the Indiana area, and in fact of all of auto racing, Victory Lane at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Let's check out how they finished, with Mark Martin finishing in second position, followed by Bobby Labonte, Mike Skinner, Dale Earnhardt, Ernie Irvan. The yellow marks indicate the drivers that led at least a lap. Jeff Gordon, 2 double marks, 2 yellow marks rather. He led the most laps.
See Andretti, Rusty Wallace, and see Dale Jarrett worked his way back to 16th from about a 38th place position. 20 spots he picked up.
There were 24 cars on the lead lap when the checkered flag dropped.
And Jeremy Mayfield, by getting back out, did pick up 1 spot or 3 points.
6 cars dropped out of the race. Jeff Gordon still has not made his way quite yet to Victory Lane, which is beneath the master control tower here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, which is going to be replaced very, very soon. Been here since 1950.
Here they come. One more series of turns. Here comes Hornaday. The series point leader takes the checkered flag in New Hampshire. Holy cow. It's the Pennzoil VIP Discount Auto Center 200. Next. TNN Motorsports has come to New Hampshire International Speedway to join with NASCAR in the celebration of its 50th anniversary. Today, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series going 200 laps in the Pennzoil VIP Discount Auto Center 200 in a magnificent afternoon in the granite state of New Hampshire. Let's talk rivalries. Thursday night, these same trucks battled at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Jack Sprague, Ron Hornaday. Hornaday's in the wall. Sprague goes on to Victory Lane. It's a scene we have seen time and time again between those 2 drivers. While Sprague was getting booed by some in Victory Lane, others were wondering what was going to happen next. Well, next is today, and the emotions of Thursday night have carried over into the tough talking of today.
Well, that was racing, you know. I don't know if you can call it a racing accident, but, you know, when Jack and I run that close together, something's going to happen.
I was as low as I could go on the racetrack. I was clearly up beside him. Whether he didn't know I was there or not, I don't know. And, you know, he's upset about it, but he needs to watch the tape because I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't wreck him. He wrecked himself.
If you would have said he slipped up and got in too hard, it'd be a different story, but he didn't. He's trying to say I came down on him, so he needs to just go to his own pit and stay there. You know, if he wants to watch the tape, he can go ahead. And I don't go by tapes. I'm a driver. I've been driving for too long. I know what happened. If he don't know what happened in the back of his head, maybe he should go back to go-karts.
Well, I'll tell you where I come from in Brooklyn, New York. Them's fighting words, as we used to say. Hi, everybody. I'm Eli Gold, and yes, rivalry. That has been the key word in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series this year. And, of course, it's been a byword in all of NASCAR, basically, in its 50 years of existence. Remember back to the Richard Petty, Bobby Allison rivalry? Or how about that one between Cale Yarborough and a guy named Buddy Baker? You've been front and center in one of these rivalries.
It's all about winning. That's what it's all about. The guy that you race with the most on a given weekend is the guy that you usually have a confrontation with. You know, a lot of other people are just behind them. They're applauding this. They're loving it.
And one of those guys who is loving it is Joe Ruttman. Take a look at the point standings. If something happens between Sprague and Hornaday, Joe Ruttman is right there in 3rd spot, ready to jump on any opportunity. And Larry McReynolds, I guess that's where a crew chief comes into play. You have to kind of keep your driver focused regardless of what the series.
Well, you really do, Eli. And I talked to Joe this morning. He said what got him behind was mingling with some chassis stuff they shouldn't have been fooling with early in the year. They haven't changed their strategy, but but they know at the early part of the year they used up all their mulligans, and they've just got to be there at the end of the race. From a crew chief and a team standpoint, that's what you've got to do. Keep your driver focused and make sure that truck's running at the end of every race for the rest of the season.
Although it's been Hornaday and Sprague getting the headlines, Matt Yoakum, I think in the character department, Joe Ruttman might have them all beat. What do you think?
Well, Eli, he has quickly become the benefactor of the Jack and Ron show. He enters today's race third in points. He's third on the grid, but last night in happy hour, he was first. Joe, is that going to be a good omen for you today?
Yeah, I hope so. I think all the rest of the guys should take that to heart because we've really got the Excite battery charged up, and no, it's going to be a tough race, and we're just looking forward to having some fun, and we're going to give the boys heck if we can.
Well, good luck today. He almost won here 2 years ago. He came up 2 corners short after a bump with Jack Sprague. Ron Hornaday was the winner. But at the front of the grid today is my good friend Glenn Jarrett with the pole sitter.
Hey, thanks a lot, Matt. You know, while the spotlight might belong to the Hatfield and McCoy-type feuders there, the pole belongs to this man, Mike Wallace. He won his first ever NASCAR Touring Series pole, hoping to turn it into his first ever NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series victory. What about it, Mike?
Well, I think we got a good shot at it today. The Pure Later, Pure 1 truck's running great. You know, all the guys from Schrader Racing did a wonderful job. We broke the track record here. You know, if you're going to set on a pole, you might as well get a record doing it. We'd like to set it in a record pace today. And I'd like to take a win home. Carla and the kids are home watching, and I told them we'd try to win one again, so hopefully it can happen today.
Best of luck to you, Mike. His truck owner, Ken Schrader, is probably watching, too. Good run at Indy yesterday. He told these guys, forget about feuding, forget about points. Win races, Eli.
That is the storyline right here, and you can't win a race until they crank the engines. So why don't we go trackside right now? Mr. Butch Lindbergh is our Grand Marshal here today, the Director of Marketing for VIP Discount Auto Parts Stores. He has the command to fire the engines.
Drivers, start your engines!
And with that, we are set to go racing. The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series is live on a beautiful day in New Hampshire. We're so happy you're with us on TNN Motorsports. The starting lineup next.
Go, 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 go! 30 laps to go. Go hard, son. Go on the wall and turn full behind. No caution yet. Keep digging, keep digging, keep digging.
Team Mopar. Parts for sprint cars and your vehicles. Get real. Get Mopar. Team Mopar. Parts for NASCAR Super Truck and your vehicle. Get real. Get Mopar.
Most gas additives don't stand up to 104 Plus Octane Boost. Octane Boost eliminates hesitation and increases horsepower on the street and off the road. 104 Plus Octane Boost kicks gas. Guaranteed. Take no prisoners. 104 Plus Octane Boost.
Cal, sir, I'd like to get my hands on her.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to put her in drive.
Say hello to the Plank Road Dream. Coming to a track near you. Thanks, and enjoy.
It's the biggest motorcycle engine on the planet. 6 cylinders. 6 carbs. 1,520 cc's. Only one custom motorcycle in the world can cruise like this. The Valkyrie from Honda.
What's the human up to?
Waiting on the pest control guy again.
Don't worry, he never shows. Oh, no!
They call Terminix.
For service when you want it, the way you want it. Call 1-800-TERMINIX. No bugs, no hassles.
CNN Motorsports live coverage of the Pennzoil VIP Discount Auto Center 200 is brought to you by Mopar, Chrysler Corporation Parts, and the Chrysler Plymouth Dodge Jeep and Eagle dealers who sell and install them. By Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. By 104 Plus Octane Boost. Feel the power guaranteed. and by Ice House. Ice brewed, so there's never any watered-down taste. Let's take a look at the AutoZone prep for the race, brought to you by the more than 2,500 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. There you see the numbers, just over 200 miles in distance on a racetrack that measures 1.058 miles around. Why don't we take a look at the starting lineup for today's event? Mike Wallace, the 12th driver to win a NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series pole here in 1998. The point leader, Jack Sprague. Third place in points, Ruttman. Second place in points, Ron Hornaday. Randy Renfro was to have started back in the 5th spot. He's going to start from the rear. We'll talk more in a moment. Jay Sauter, who won here a year ago. There you see some of the other young names. Lonnie Rush, who starts in row number 6. Buddy had a super run at Indianapolis on Thursday night.
He certainly did. Lonnie looked like he might even have a win there near the end due to great pit stops. That's a new strategy you're going to see a lot of today. These guys love it.
Rick McRae from the NASCAR Winston West Series and other touring series over the years. Nathan Butke is back, and yes, that is Butch Miller, who is doing double duty here today. He'll be in the NASCAR Busch North Series race. Saw Mike Uinitsko. He's also in a truck. And good to see Bob Keselowski back, Larry, after not racing since Milwaukee with that injury.
Well, I'm sure, he's going to get back in the swing of things. And, probably the best medicine in the world is be back in a truck here racing at Loudon.
And there you see the entire 36-truck starting field. Mike Bliss will be carrying us around the 1 Mile New Hampshire International Speedway, starting, as you see, in 17th spot. We've got Brian Ruffner carrying us around the racetrack. Brian's had some good runs here over the years. Tony Roper had a spectacular run on Thursday evening. He came home second behind Jack Sprague. Butch Miller gives us a free ride here today. So does that Mopar Dodge truck of Bob Keselowski. And likewise, Boris Said. All of those drivers giving us a ride around New Hampshire International Speedway here today. There's Boris going in 31st spot. We mentioned during the starting lineup that Randy Renfro was to have been starting in 5th spot. There he is, however, alongside Jeff Spraker, shotgun on the field. They found in a post-qualifying inspection session yesterday that Renfro had some non-approved engine parts aboard his truck. So as a result, Renfro, who now drives for team owner Dominic Dobson, starts shotgun on the field. And before we go any farther and get the green flag in a moment, Larry McReynolds, congratulations, by the way, on Mike Skinner's superb run in yesterday's Brickyard 400.
Appreciate it. Great day for Richard Childress Racing altogether. Mike coming home in 4th and Dale in 5th. Really happy for Richard Childress. Gosh, he's worked so hard to get these teams where they belong.
We are set to go green here in New Hampshire, the first of 200 laps. Settle in and join us here on TNN Motorsports. 3 wide there. Andy Houston trying to make a move on the initial start. There's Lonnie Rush in the 10 going wide. And you've got Sprague leading Hornaday.
Joe Ruttman there in the 3rd place truck, moving right up. You can see right now he means business today. I think he's really focused. He was very loose when we talked to him early today, Larry.
Yeah, again, they've been working on that truck. And, the unique thing about it, I just keep thinking about this truck race here today, is these guys have got to have these trucks right in the beginning because they know they can't make those major changes because there is no halftime today.
So Wallace ahead of Hornaday, then got Joe Ruttman. Sauter is next in line. Biffle and Sprague in that order. Front 3 pulling off by just a bit. Ruttman beginning to rumble. But Mike Wallace takes the lead from the pole. I believe they tell me in my ear that I had said Sprague in error. It is Wallace who indeed started and took the lead right from the get-go.
Eli, you and I talked to Mike Wallace, and he said they mean business, too. They have a truck for every race. They said, go out there, forget the points, stand on it. If you wreck every time, we have a truck to back it up.
Right, Tim Cahuth was telling us that yesterday, the crew chief on that team. Problems up in the corner.
Tony Roper there in the 55.
And Randy Tolzman, the 61. Caution as they work it at lap number 3. Roper, as we said, had a superb run at Indianapolis on Thursday night, finished second. And for Tolsma, this is his first ever visit to the New Hampshire International Speedway. So caution on the racetrack. It'll be at lap number 4 officially as we take a look at what happened middle of the pack.
This is going into turn 3 here. There you see
Tolsma and Tammy Jo Kirk get together. Tony Roper tries to go the high side and gets collected by Tolsma's truck as it goes to the outside of the racetrack.
Just nowhere for him to go, and he run out of racetrack up there and is against the wall. Looks like he come out with the most damage. There you see Tolsma with a flat left rear, a lot of sheet metal damage, trying to stay on the lead lap. They'll get in the pits, and there you see part of the inner crush panel that seals that area off, coming off their aluminum piece, but he's trying to get to the pits and at least get that left rear changed.
So caution for the first time here today, and it comes out early at lap number 4. Tony Roper hanging up his hat for the day. His afternoon is done.
Nobody tells these guys how to drive. Nobody tells them they can't race 700 horsepower trucks. And no one's gonna tell them what tubes to use. The 1998 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Tough trucks, tougher drivers, the toughest tools. Craftsman makes anything possible. Team Mopar. Parts for sprint cars and your vehicle. Get real. Get Mopar. Team Mopar. Parts for NASCAR Super Truck and your vehicle. Get real. Get Mopar.
What's this, Dad? 10-10-3-2-1?
Oh, that 10-3-2-1 has changed to 10-10-3-2-1, but you still get the same great savings.
Still saves 50% off every call over 20 minutes?
Of course, still half price on those long calls to Romeo in New York.
Does it save all the time?
Sunday, Tuesday, any day. Just dial 10-10-3-2-1, then 1 and the number.
Easy.
Easier than laying off this stuff.
10-10-3-2-1. New number, same great savings.
Need a faster truck?
Hey, this is yesterday's paper.
Now you have a chance to win a real Ron Hornaday NASCAR racing truck, a one-year lease on a 99 Chevy pickup, or a tool set during Napa Auto Parts Trucking and Tools Sweepstakes and Sale. Come by today.
Tomorrow's paper.
Regal Ride gas shocks are $10.99. Struts as low as $21.99.
TNN Motorsports live coverage of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series is being brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. At Napa, we keep America running. There you see Tony Roper's truck being brought back to the garage. Meanwhile, we have seen pit stops. One was for Andy Houston. Matt, what's the deal?
By a big break for Andy Houston. At the drop of the green, he started to fall back. The problem, a plug wire had fallen off. He came in while we were away at break. They put the plug wire back on. He was down and away, but he will have to come back in because they did not get all the hood pins on, so they're also going to top him off with fuel. Glenn Jarrett?
Well, you can hear Randy Tolsma's truck taking off. He's already lost 2 laps by my count. He was involved in that wreck. The big problem they had, well, we're going to show you if we'll get the camera to come right over here. This tire carcass, when it's shredded right here, he was cut down in the wreck. It wrapped itself around the rear axle housing. It took him about a lap and a half to get that thing off. He lost a lot of valuable time, did some damage up underneath. They think they've got him back, but as I said, 2 laps down. Tough break for Randy.
And again, what happened moments ago as we ride and take a look.
That's Tolsma there in the tote truck on the inside. Tammy Jo, they make contact right there. He spins right up in front of Tony Roper and, hard into the outside wall.
Meanwhile, the green flag is in the air, and we are back to racing here at New Hampshire as Mike Wallace leads them back into turn number 1.
See everybody pretty much in single file, out in kind of a one-groove racetrack right around the bottom. So sometimes they get in trouble to get up there in that second groove.
Hornaday going for the lead. Got it, and he brings Ruttman with him.
Ruttman right along with him there on the bottom side. You see Wallace there fighting back as best he can on the outside, but the outside part of this racetrack is pretty slick.
Good scramble for second spot with Jay Sauter in the 3, the winner here a year ago. Let's see if he can cover the spot and keep Wallace caught outside.
You can see the 52 truck there. They touched just a little bit. Sauter really doing a great job of holding that truck straight as he starts down the back straightaway.
You see Biffle getting by Sauter as he was still trying to gather it up down the back straightaway.
And Biffle's in that red truck. The man who currently is second in Rookie of the Year point standings. Only 8 points behind Andy Houston, who's had problems here on the early going, as we've documented. If you're just tuning in and maybe haven't checked out a Truck Series race over the last while, remember that the halftime break that you're used to is no longer part of the agenda. When they used to break it halfway for 5 minutes and tire changes and all of that, it's now gone by the wayside. They've got full-speed pit stops just like all of the other NASCAR Touring Series.
And Eli, what they can do, they can gamble a little bit, maybe just change the rear tires. If the truck's sliding through the corners, just make a tire change on the rear. It really makes them gamble a little bit and makes it more interesting, I think, and gets them prepared if they do move up the Winston Cup later on.
Everything's settling down for the moment, but again, Jay Sauter moments ago, ever coming off turn number 2, did a good job in saving it here against Wallace.
There you see him on the bottom. Wallace comes down a little bit, gets in the right front of Jay's truck, gets a little bit loose, gathers it up, keeps chasing it down the back straightaway.
Meanwhile, for the lead, Joe Ruttman wants it and has the preferred groove against Hornaday in turn 1.
And Hornaday says, I'm going to fight you for it here. As they come off the corner, Ruttman gets a little bit better grip off the corner there, but you see Hornaday hadn't given it up yet. He's still fighting to get back to the lead.
So Ruttman now becomes the third leader of the event. Mike Wallace and Hornaday have both led. They are still running first, second, and third with Biffle fourth. Sauter is fifth.
That looks kind of familiar. There's 2 Jack Roush trucks in the top 5 right now, first and fourth right now, and they're really going at it. Greg Biffle in the 50 there, the red truck, is running in fourth.
Just underway, 12 laps in to the Pennzoil VIP Discount Auto Parts 200. All the starters, with the exception of Tony Roper, remain on the racetrack. We're back with more right after this.
This NASCAR 50th anniversary moment is brought to you by Pep Boys.
The date was October 1st, 1967. Richard Petty would win a record 10th straight NASCAR event in taking the checkered flag at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. It was Petty's 27th victory of the season.
Welcome to the newest Pep Boys Automotive Super Center. On your right, a world-class collection of accessories. And moving along, you'll find the tires.
Impressive.
Very.
Right now, all 35,000-mile steel-belted radials, 4 for just $99. Any size, any 4, $99. With prices this low, you won't just like Pep Boys.
You're going to love it.
Pep Boys. Cars like us.
People love us.
Mack Trucks are furnished by Clement Chevy Mack Sales. For all your truck and tractor needs, call Clement at 1-800-369-MACK. Visit, experience, shop Simpson World, a racer and race fan superstore, now open in Mooresville, North Carolina, Indianapolis, Indiana, Torrance, California, and Hershey, Pennsylvania. Race fans, you make the call. New LCI long-distance customers receive 30 minutes of free calling and a calling card featuring participating drivers. Don't delay. Call now, 1-888-TEAM-LCI.
Welcome back, everybody. Joe Ruttman continues to lead here in New Hampshire, the 4th race of the year, which he has led. The first one he's led, though, since Watkins Glen, some 8 races ago. He has the advantage on Ron Hornaday. Mike Wallace is third, Greg Biffle fourth, and Jay Sauter runs fifth. Jack Sprague is sixth, Ron Barfield is seventh, Kevin Harvick is eighth. Mike Bliss is now up to 9th spot after starting in 17th, and Stacy Compton runs 10th.
Barry Dotson is the key wrench on this, the crew chief, and they had the fastest truck in practice all day yesterday. Just had a terrible qualifying, but you can see the truck's doing very well, hanging in the middle part of the racetrack, not right on the yellow line like we're accustomed to seeing, but he's really accelerating well off the corner.
And also, you hear him being talked to by Eddie Thrapp with a spotter, and Barry Dodson, the team's crew chief. And we ought to tip our hat to that man. He had a great run, finishing 7th in the NASCAR Busch Series race, Bliss did, at Indianapolis on Friday night, the Kroger 200. Meanwhile, in the garage, Tony Roper. His afternoon may well be done after that early accident. Let's get an update.
Well, Eli, the Icehouse Ford team, as you can see, cutting away the fender, doing some work on it. Tony, not the place you wanted to be this early. I know. What happened?
No, it's a real shame. Second lap of a 200-lapper, and a couple people got together. They were racing really hard. And I just didn't have any place to go. I hate it for this Icehouse team. We had a good truck, and we were kind of on a roll. Second at IRP on Thursday night. It's just a real shame. I hate it for everybody, but, you know, I guess second lap in should have been a time to be spreading out and feeling yourself out, but that didn't happen.
Well, the disappointment is compounded because Thursday night, he scored his career-best finish, second at IRP.
Indeed it was. His first top 5 of his career in this series, and it was a strong second-place run. So 19 laps on the board. Good battle here. 3rd and 4th on your screen. Wallace in the white truck. The red truck is Biffle. Sauter in the 5. It's in the 3. He's running in 5th spot, that black machine.
That's Jack Sprague in the 24 just behind him there. These guys are going at it right now. I think Mike Wallace may be holding this group up just a little bit.
And there you see further back as you come now to the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th place trucks. Jimmy Hensley now riding with Brian Refner.
Saw the flame coming out of the exhaust pipes there. That's just that raw fuel burning in the exhaust pipes, and it actually looks like something's on fire in there, but it's just the raw fuel burning.
Everybody handling well. The 31 truck right in there, Kevin Sawinski. As again we ride with Refner looking rearward. We go from Refner back to Jimmy Hensley.
Jimmy Hensley's been at this racetrack since the inception of the Speedway itself. Set on the pole, the first race they ever had here at New Hampshire.
Exactly did. And here's the battle for the lead. Hornaday draws even with Rutman.
Oh, he almost made contact there. As a matter of fact, he might have touched him just a little bit, but these guys love to race each other.
And he didn't take the bottom groove away from Rutman. He drove down on the apron to get by him.
Ron Hornaday. That is Laverne, the truck he is driving. The truck that won at Nazareth. They go around the 00. That's Ryan McGlynn. In that green truck they just bypassed. Second race that McGlynn has run in the series. Again, look at this power move for the lead here seconds ago, guys.
Ron Hornaday in the blue truck on the bottom of the 16 there, completely on the apron there, makes a pass on Joe Rutman on the low side. You can see Joe tried to hold him off, could not hold that position.
So 23 laps are into the books right now. Hornaday shows the way. We're still early, live in New Hampshire on TNN Motorsports.
The average American vehicle is almost 10 years old and more complicated to repair than ever before.
That's why we're professional technicians. Federated gives us training and tech support. Federated gives us the training we want and the tech support we need.
For trusted professional automotive service and top quality parts, depend on your Federated Car Care Center.
For professional service and top quality parts, you can trust Federated Car Care Centers.
Look for the Federated Car Care Center near you.
Most gas additives don't stand up to 104 Plus Octane Boost. Octane Boost eliminates hesitation and increases horsepower on the street and off the road. 104 Plus Octane Boost kicks gas. Guaranteed. Take no prisoners. 104 Plus Octane Boost.
Dinner was great.
See a movie?
Yeah, can't wait. We could rent a tape.
Okay.
Hurry, hurry, don't delay. Rent a movie. Step this way.
This is not our lucky day.
Hey, I've got it. Pay-per-view.
On cable, yeah. I'll pay the sitter.
I'll order the flick. Gee,
This is easy.
Wow, that was quick. Why didn't we
think of this before?
Next time we will.
Before we're out the door.
Next time, Cox pay-per-view it.
Then audition other songs for Life albums. There's no minimum to buy. Cancel anytime. Feel the power. Get Songs for Life today. Call now.
To order Songs for Life, call 1-800-770-0033 or send $12.99 for cassettes or CDs plus $3.95 shipping to Songs for Life, Department 1, Richmond, Virginia.
Winnebago Industries, the official motorhome of TNN. Stop by your local Winnebago or Itasca dealer now and see the new models available. For more information on the Winnebago Motorsports team, please give them a call at 1-800-643-4892, extension 2. Well, they've swapped the lead around while we were away from you. Hornaday led laps 22 and 23. Ruttman led 24, 25, and 26. Then at lap 27, Hornaday reassumes the lead. So we'll take a look again at what happened as these guys seem to be having a good old time out there.
Well, you can see Hornaday on the bottom side there as they come down the straightaway, Larry.
That was off turn 4, and he just gets the position going down into turn 1. And Ruttman has no choice but to fall back in line.
But there's a new sheriff in town. They're in third place. Biffle finally got by the 52 truck of Mike Wallace, and he is closed in on the leaders and only about 4 truck lengths back now.
And notice how much distance now he's put on Mike Wallace. And that's the thing about Loudon. Track position. You can be 3 or 4 tenths quicker than another truck, but it's so hard to pass. But once he finally passed him, he drove away. Now he's catching these leaders.
All right, Wallace and those fellas now 1 8/10 seconds behind the race leader as here they come storming back around the Jeff Spraker truck. That's that black machine to the right of your screen. Let's check in with Matt Yoakum down on pit road.
The problem for Ron Hornaday, if you can have a problem leading the race, is aero. When Joe Ruttman gets close to his rear deck lid, he gets loose. He has since gone back into the lead, but he says his truck is a little bit loose, so they're going to make adjustments on the first pit stop, which should be around laps 70 to 80. I pulled a number of crew chiefs this morning. That was the window, and the biggest question they asked back was what did Fred Ward, the 16 crew chief, and Dennis Connor, the 24 crew chief, had to say about that, and their window was the exact same.
So that's the story from the pit lane as the leaders now work lap number 32, going around the Kevin Harvick machine and Lance Norrick as well. Here come Mike Wallace, Sauter, and Sprague. 4th, 5th, and 6th position.
Ron Barfield in the 35 there, just behind those, the yellow truck.
Now look at Sauter trying to work over Wallace the same way Biffle was before, Larry.
Yeah, where he's really beating him is through the center of the corner. There he passes and getting into turn 1. Mike Wallace trying to get back down before Sprague takes the position. We was getting a report that Mike Wallace and Jack Sprague both, their trucks was tight and wouldn't turn, and that's a big characteristic of Loudon, New Hampshire. And the sad part about it, if it won't turn, it just gets worse and worse as you get into a run.
Now they're making a move around Wallace as he got out of line. We ride with Mike Bliss. He is up to
Total contact.
Look at that.
You could see the smoke come off the left rear corner where the truck made contact. Mike Wallace there just on the outside. Barfield gets the position. You were right with these guys are just fighting it out all over the racetrack. Rick Crawford, 14 there, has moved into contention also. Mike Bliss in the blue probably has passed more trucks than anybody on the track.
Probably so. Started back in 17. You see the Napa rundown across the top of the screen, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. At Napa, we keep America running. Looking back for Mike Bliss, who is up to 8th. See Tony Raines down there behind traffic trying to peek to the inside and see if he can get around one of the other trucks. By the way, want to say hello to Jan Levy, who I know is watching our telecast today, the veteran NASCAR Featherlight Modified Tour Series driver who is in a hospital in Concord, New Hampshire after an accident in qualifying here yesterday. He was banged up a bit, but they tell me he's going home tomorrow. Ed Cox, who administers the Featherlight Modified Tour, talked with Jan on the phone just a bit ago. So, Jan, hope to see you back out in that familiar number 25 Modified before too much longer.
Boy, Jack Roush can pick him, Kenny. I'd never heard of Greg Biffle, and all of a sudden he's in one of Jack Roush's trucks, and you can see the end result right now. Running in the top 3, that's him in the red truck there running in 3rd place. What a talent. he was a two-time wrestling champion in his hometown. So he likes sports, likes competing, and he's wrestling that truck pretty well right now, too.
Yeah, 3 top 5 finishes already here in 1998.
See, Hornaday, he don't quite keep his truck down in the center of the corner, and that's normally, if he's saying he's loose, he can't turn the steering wheel. But, you know, what he's saying is when Ruttman gets right up on his bumper, it's taking the air off that spoiler up on the back of that pickup truck bed and really making him loose. There you see Ruttman running right up on him, and I guarantee you, as experienced as Ruttman is, he's seeing it, too, when he gets to him.
Oh, he's enjoying it because he knows he's making life miserable for Hornaday, who rolls out the throttle and lets Ruttman go right back in. Now watch him tuck right back up under him. He says, you like that? I'll let you see what it feels like.
Now, see, probably what will happen right here now with him sandwiched between 2 trucks is now Ruttman is taking the air off the front of the truck, so actually the truck will tighten up when he's got somebody to follow.
Well, Greg Biffle's not going to give him the luxury of knowing what is that like without somebody right on his tailgate. So you can see these trucks really fighting it out right here. Great race for first, second, third.
Meanwhile, let's check out Butch Miller's truck. There he is on the inside of the screen, that white and blue machine being bypassed by Keselowski right there. He has been stomping on the brake pedal. There it is, inserted in the upper right of the screen. When he goes into the corners, you'll already see his brakes begin to glow red hot.
We have a unique camera to show you this, and I think we have a picture of the right front that we can show you, and you can see when he starts down in the corner and gets on the brake, it should just light up cherry red on the right front corner.
You know, a lot of times, Buddy, also if a truck's not turning, there you see it really glowing, he'll use that brake pedal not only to stop it, but to make that truck hook and turn around the corner as well.
Well, you don't want to carry too much speed in the corner, and if you slow it down, of course, the tire will work better, so that's the reason you use the brake to make it turn a lot better.
If you're a Mike Ewanitsko fan, the truck he's driving, owned by Joe Ambrosia, Ricky Jazambek on that crew. They have just gone to the garage area as the second retiree with Tony Rother out with that early accident here at lap number 4. So as we continue on the green, we're 41 laps into the 200 lapper here in New Hampshire. We continue in a moment.
Team Mopar. Parts for sprint cars and your vehicle. Get real. Get Mopar. Team Mopar. Parts for NASCAR Super Truck and your vehicle. Get real. Get Mopar.
Most of these children are about to be put in a dangerous position. It's estimated that 4 out of 5 kids are buckled up in the car incorrectly. Crashes kill more than 1,000 children every year who are completely unbuckled. Make sure children 12 years and younger are secured snugly and properly in the back. For more on how to keep them safe, read this book. It's free from Shell. Count on Shell.
There's nothing like the feeling of a new car. We bought the Armor All Protectant. It shines, it protects. It's new car juice.
Porter cable belt sanders are used by the world's foremost woodworkers. Our routers are found in fine cabinet shops everywhere. The frame saw is the lightest, most powerful circular saw available, and our cordless drills have power to spare. Fact is, Porter cable builds the perfect tool for any woodworking project. And some projects that hardly involve wood at all. Porter cable power tools when you're truly passionate about your work.
You can experience Country.com, your personal source for all things country, from race cars to country stars. That's TNN's home on the internet. Country.com. Connect to it as often as you can to get all the latest doings from the world of TNN. We are 46 laps into the 200, the Pennzoil VIP Auto Parts 200. Leader still Joe Ruttman. Meanwhile, there's the Pure One truck for Mike Wallace. He is now 9 1/10 seconds behind in 11th spot. Glenn Jarrett, what's going on?
I think I misinformed you a while ago when I reported that he was tight. Timmy Cahoot gave me a signal. I thought he was saying tight, but the truck is really loose right now, Tim.
Yeah, right now it's a lot looser than what we thought it was going to be. You know, we're going to back up a few spots instead of taking a chance on wrecking, and we got a long afternoon yet ahead, and we can tighten it up on the brake.
How long can you go before you have to pit?
I mean, if it stays green, we can run 95 laps.
Okay, that's the story for Wallace. They're just looking for an opportunity to tighten that thing up.
And Mike right there, still in 11th spot. There you see the lap speed for him. He was the pole sitter this day, but he's down some 3 miles an hour to the laps being turned by Joe Rutman, who is the race leader at this stage of the afternoon. And there is the spread among the lead machines. Rutman by roughly a half second on Hornaday and Biffle. Then Jack Sprague in 4th. Ron Barfield is up to 5th. Good run for him. Mike Bliss now all the way up to 6th. There you see how the fellows who are battling for the points have done here over the last little bit, where they are currently running on that bottommost line. Sprague in 4th, Hornaday 2nd. And that's the point situation right now. It was 22 between Sprague and Hornaday now, 32 when the day began, and Rutman was 80 back when the afternoon started, so he too is at this very moment picked up some 20 points. We've got caution on the speedway for Lance Norrick. Lance Norrick, and that is not his normal looking National Hockey League sponsored truck. He wrecked that one here in practice yesterday, and they have pulled out a backup for Butch Miller's machine and let the NHL folks get on board there as a bit of a thank you. You might have remembered earlier that when Butch Miller had problems making a race, the Dana logos went on Norrick's truck for that particular day. So they've kind of swapped that off in a bit of a thank you for a previous good deed, but unfortunately, Norrick now bringing out the caution at lap number 50.
Bad luck for one, good luck for other people. These guys will be heading down pit road on the next lap by if the pit lane is open. Norrick is right off of turn 4 right now. So these guys that have been having handling problems, they really look forward to getting in here and doing something about it.
Yeah, this will give them a chance to adjust it, and I'm sure everybody's going to come in, probably change 2 right side tires, fill it up with fuel, because what this will do, coming out on lap 50, this will let everybody make it on one more stop before the end of the race.
All right, if they go the 95 laps that Timmy Cahoot was talking about before, you're looking at roughly 145 of the 200 for the next stop, and here they all come. The rule here is only 5 men over the wall, unless you add fuel, in which case the 6th person across the wall can strictly be the gas catch can man. They can't do anything more than that. You can change only 2 tires per stop under caution. Matt?
Ron Hornaday already in his pit. Ron was still reporting his truck was on the loose side, so they are going to try to adjust his truck. You can see Wesley Sherrill bumping up the rear spoiler. He is going to change 2 tires on the inside. He's down in the way. Contact with Andy
Hornaday in Houston.
He's off. Now to Glenn Jarrett.
Okay, thanks, Matt. Pandemonium up here also. I'm in the 2-tip. Mike Bliss has come in and taken right side tires and fuel. And we'll get a report on Joe Rutman. I had to send my runner up there as I had come to do an interview with Barry Dodson when the caution came out. So I'll get up and find out exactly what Rutman did. But Bliss made no changes on his truck. He seemed to be about the quickest truck out there.
But I'll tell you, this being just the 3rd race in which pit stops have been utilized, full-speed pit stops, that we have seen always something going on. Watch what happens here as Hornaday got set to leave. You see Rush coming in, Corelli going by, and here comes Houston.
There you see Houston coming in and just catches Andy in the left door there. And again, you know, the driver has a mirror, but I guess that once that ever happens to you as a crew chief, you're watching for your driver as the other trucks is coming down pit road. There you see a lot of damage on the right front fender of Ron Hornaday's truck.
The valance is skin up a little bit, but nothing should touch the tire.
That's the report from the spotter. We're back with more from New Hampshire in a moment.
Please, don't drive drunk.
The excitement of NASCAR Craftsman truck racing. Cool. The equally exciting performance of the vent visor deflector. Vent visor? Vent visor lets you crack the window to keep cool in the heat and dry in the rain. Cool. Vent visor installs in record time. Cool. With vent visor, your truck stays cool.
Hey, and it looks cool too.
Vent visor, the coolest thing on your truck.
And an official sponsor of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Now that's cool.
Most gas additives don't stand up to 104 Plus Octane Boost. Octane Boost eliminates hesitation and increases horsepower on the street and off the road. 104 Plus Octane Boost kicks gas. Guaranteed. Take no prisoners. 104 Plus Octane Boost.
People are selling tools today on the market that I don't even think they know where they're made, and they're not a quality tool. One thing about the Craftsman tool, it's made here, and you know the quality's good.
2,200 Craftsman hand tools made in America, guaranteed forever.
If something happens to it, you can take it back, and you know where to take it back because you know where it come from.
Craftsman makes anything possible.
Get ready for racing excitement by the truckload.
Whoa, they touch. Rebel. Oh.
Wow.
This is a super battle for the lead.
Wow.
Man.
It's the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, where everybody makes an express run, but only one delivers. See the Stevensfield Genuine Car Parts 200 live Saturday at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. And it's only on the leader in motorsports coverage, TNN Motorsports.
Welcome back to New Hampshire International. We are set to go back to green in one more lap. The race leader right now is Randy Renfro, who did not make a pit stop. Remember, he was the driver who would have started in fifth, but had to go to the back of the field because of the infraction in qualifying yesterday, or in the post-qualifying inspection, when he was found to have a non-approved part in the engine. There is the first man who has pitted. That's Joe Ruttman running second. Let's hear from Glenn Jarrett in Ruttman's pit.
And as I promised, I got the update on Joe. I'm getting a little old, guys. Can't move as fast as I used to. Ruttman took on left side tires and fuel. His crew chief told me they hope that's the only time they have to change the left side tires today. Meanwhile, remember we told you Jack Sprague was tight. They put on right side tires and raised the track bar 2 rounds. Also fueled him up. And Mike Wallace got that caution he was looking for. They changed right side tires and put a bunch of bite in the truck to try to tighten him up. Let's go to Matt.
Todd Barrier and company here in the Goodrich pit changed right side tires on the 3 truck of Jay Sider. He was complaining his truck was tight up off the corner, so they made some air pressure adjustments. Also the same for Greg Biffle in the 50. They made some air pressure adjustments for him as well. Also, an update on Ron Hornaday's condition. The 3 truck pulled up alongside, says his fender looks pretty good. There's a little bit of damage where the front valance connects to the fender.
They had turned the lights back on atop the safety truck, and they have given the field the 1 to go yet again. How significant is that little bit of sheet metal damage there?
Well, I think, you know, with the speeds they run here, you're seeing the bottom of that valance there. I don't know so much the piece hanging off, but right there where you see the part that's dented in right there, I think that could cause more of an aero push. Now, of course, he's been loose. Maybe that's what his truck will take to balance it out, but I'm just not sure with the speeds here that could make the front end not want to stick very good.
So that's what the story is on Hornaday. We'll wait and see once they come up to full speed whether they're able to do it. I'll tell you, this whole series has been going full speed for the last couple of weeks. You realize the miles that these fellows have put on? Not just the fellows who are driving today, but the drivers who drive the transporters, the team haulers, from the California Speedway to Pikes Peak International to Indianapolis Raceway Park on Thursday, and now here to New Hampshire International Speedway. Some major league miles that they've gone coast to coast.
They were working on the trucks, the backup trucks, yesterday at a fever pitch. It looked like another race being held here maybe tomorrow, trying to get some of the trucks that have been torn up. They've really been at it lately.
And, of course, next week on to Flemington, New Jersey, right here on TNN Motorsports. Set to go. Let's see if Randy Renfro can stay in front now. Green is in the air.
Be interesting to see how long he can stay in there. Of course, Ruttman have to deal with the lap truck there, Randy Talsman. Of course, that gives Renfro a little bit of a jump there on the restart.
Here's Bob Keselowski, middle of the field, picking his way through traffic.
Boy, he's got a seat in there. He looks like a barber chair sitting up in there. He's hurt his back, and he's trying to make it through till the end of the season right now. He has a different type seat in that truck. But I guarantee you right now that the best medicine he can have is get out on the racetrack.
This is for fourth. Sauter in the black truck and Hornaday in that Napa number 16.
Behind him if you need it. Still outside. You're clear.
Just couldn't make the pass, getting into turn one, had to fall back and